Hey everybody, Greg Siskind here. I just wanted to do a quick live stream and give folks the good news that are the case that Chuck and I and others have been talking about for a while. That was going to challenge the H-1B proclamation that charged the $100,000 fee. We finally filed it today. This is a. I mean, it's. I think sometimes. Waiting a little bit longer and filing the case maybe after instead of immediately, which is what we were thinking about doing. And I'll explain in a second why it took 2 weeks on there, but I think people will be happy with with what they see in the lawsuit. So we filed the case is called Global Nurse Force versus Trump. We had a number of plaintiffs. We filed the case in the Northern District of California this afternoon. One of the complications was also the fact that the government shutdown is going to be causing courts to shut down, but we had gotten word that the court was going to remain open until at least the end of the day today, which was great. So the suit itself is now filed. The second part of the suit will be the request for immediate relief instead of waiting on the actual trial. That'll be coming soon, and we'll file some amendments, probably adding some additional plaintiffs. We may make some additional changes. But we wanted to get it on file. We were going to file it earlier, but as most of you know, the facts changed when the administration changed how they were rolling out the order, so that people that were actually outside the country were able to get back in. So we had to rework who our plaintiffs were. Thank you to the plaintiffs out there that stepped up. This was not an easy decision for them, and we are grateful that they're there. We were trying to emphasize in the case that the administration, when they rolled it out, spoke only of basically entry-level tech workers as the harm that was impacting U.S. workers, those particular workers. First of all, I don't think that's the case. But second of all, we wanted to show that H-1Bs represent a very diverse community of workers. And so we had, in the case, we have nurses represented and doctors represented. We have university researchers and professors represented. We have religious workers that are represented. We have school teachers that are represented. So I think we did a good job in showing that lots of employers rely on the H-1B program, and H-1Bs are benefiting Americans in a lot of different kinds of ways, not just in the tech sector. The complaint itself, I posted just a few minutes ago on my LinkedIn feed. I'll eventually later on tonight post it in my other social feeds as well. But it's 65 pages, and it goes into a lot of background, first about the H-1B program and about how it works, and about the president's authorities under the proclamation. He based it on Immigration Nationality Act Section 212F, which is what he's based past travel bans on. But I think, have shown pretty well that that's not the way that he did this. It's a kind of a fig leaf, the fact that he used that section of the law, which he's been able to use in the past. But in fact, this is more of a new tax than a travel ban. And we really leaned in on that particular argument. So in terms of the causes of action in the case, we argue that first, this concept of the ban being what's the Latin term is ultra vires, meaning it's in excess of the president's authority. And then we also made arguments that that in our second count, that this was also a violation of the Administrative Procedures Act, that it was in excess of the authority granted by Congress to the president, and that's there was another Administrative Procedures Act allegation that we made that the ban itself and the tax is arbitrary and capricious, which is illegal under the Administrative Procedures Act. And then we had another violation of the Administrative Procedures Act that had violated the Regulatory Flexibility Act because the president failed to conduct notice and comment rulemaking, and he made a rule without observing the procedures required under the law. So we're expecting. This may depend to some extent on what as far as when we get a hearing on the courts and how the shutdown impacts the federal court system. But the plan was sometime in the next week or two to file the next part of the case, actually seeking to have the order set aside. And we will have more to say about that in the coming days. But I did want to just get online quickly and let folks know. Figure before the weekend, I'll give you some good news that at least this is happening. And we will obviously, try and move as quickly as we can to get folks relief. And we will see what the courts are willing to do as far as the timing goes, and the shutdown. So that's it. I am going to sign off now, but I did want to let people know about this, and I also want to say a couple things about the legal team. I couldn't say much as this was going on, although I told in various points that we were looking for plaintiffs, and I do want to really applaud the plaintiffs that stepped forward. The case is the lead plaintiff in the case, Global Nurse Force, puts nurses all over the country, and they've been around for a couple decades, and it's run by really good people. And I was happy that they volunteered to be the named plaintiff. We also had help from the unions. People don't realize that there are a lot of union members who are on H-1B visas, and those unions stepped up to help their members. So thank you to the UAW, thank you SEIU, thank you to the American Association of University Professors. We also had like I said, schools, churches, and others that were in the complaint. So you all know from previously being what I posted online and some of the live streams, that this was a really major effort to recruit plaintiffs to I shouldn't say recruit, but to basically find the plaintiffs that were willing to step forward. And I see somebody that's part of the AAUP. And I want to say that if you are part of any of these organizations that stepped up, please let them know that you are really pleased that they did so. But that being said, I also wanted to recognize co-counsel at my own firm. Jonna Main Bailey has been wonderful. She is, you couldn't believe how much work has gone into trying to not just review the complaint and help to draft it. And drafting a 65-page complaint itself is really hard, but also working with the plaintiffs and educating them as far as what the case was about and what the process would involve. That took a lot of work, and Jonna did a lot of work in that regard. And I also wanted to thank my Impact colleagues at Cook Baxter. Chuck Cook and his colleagues were great at Joseph and Hall. Zach New and Aaron Hall were really key on the case. And then of course, Jesse Bless, who's amazing. He's one of the best litigators and immigration litigators, as far as I'm concerned, in the entire country. So the impact team, I really was pleased that they stepped up. This case is pro bono, so this was a lot of time that was spent that we're not going to that we're never going to get paid for. And I'm happy that that everybody, nobody argued at all, and everybody basically it's like instantly hands went up to work on this. So thank you to all those colleagues, and thank you to the Justice Action Center, led by Karen Tumlin and Esther Sung, and so many great people there. And then also Democracy Forward, Elena Goldstein and her amazing team. This was this came together really quickly and required a lot of people to work late nights and spend a lot of time away from family the last 2 weeks, and away from working on client matters and other things that we're calling. So thank you to the clients that basically understood when we didn't get back to your emails or could return your phone calls as quickly as possible. Anyway, that's it. So have a great weekend, and we'll have more updates as there's more developments in the case. But we just wanted to share what happened today. So thank you, and bye.